I don't remember there being clothes in the closet, do you?
Stop it. Shit, there's a lot.
We definitely didn't get any spray, but we haven't seen any up until now, so.
As many of you guys might remember, last year I did a flippers convention where I invited influencers and subscribers alike to come down and flip a mobile home with me. During that event, everybody gave it their all 100%, but there was one person who really did stand out, and that was Esko. He came all the way from California to learn at that flipping event how to flip a mobile home and how to get into the business for himself. The fact of the matter that this guy works in film out in LA, and he wanted to get into this, and he was willing to uproot his entire life for this particular business venture. So he flew back out from LA, and I sold him his first mobile home, and here is his journey on his first home. So starting out, we had to go on ahead and start working on the floor. You guys know that it's always important to get a good foundation so that you can start working from the floor on up. And in this mobile home right here, we didn't have too many bad spots. Thankfully, the place had some really good bones in it, but we had to go on ahead and cut out all the bad wood, the soft spots, stomping around, things like that, to go on ahead and start putting some fresh plywood in place for the floor. Along there, but we're not going into this wall. We'll take a piece of wood, put it along here and here and here, and that way it'll support the plywood that we get. When we first walked into the mobile home, there was a piece of plywood on the wall that somebody had put a bunch of graffiti on, and I'm thinking, man, there's gonna be a party behind this damn thing. But luckily we were able to take that thing off the wall. There wasn't a whole lot of damage back there, and we were able to repurpose that for the floor. It's not gonna make it?
Nope.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Watch out.
It's gonna damage this, it seems. Enough.
That'll work. So after that, Esko got to cutting up some plywood for the floor, and for a guy who's never really handled a saw in his line of work, which is video production, he caught on pretty quick.
Perfect.
Now to secure that plywood with some nails and move on to the next. Esko really got into this flip, and one thing I want to say about him is, for somebody who's never really done this kind of work and who just watches my videos, he sets himself apart from my average viewer who just kind of like wants to see things get built, and he really just like uprooted his life to get serious about what it is that he is absolutely focused on. And it was a pleasure to watch him work and to teach him and to see him apply the skills that he learned at last year's flip convention. It was an honor just helping this young brother work towards his goals. Now, after we got the floor repaired, it was time to start working on the walls. We had a few bad spots and we started ripping a lot of that stuff out and then just cutting up a few pieces of panel board to go ahead and put up and replace some of the bad sheetrock that was up there on the wall. After we got the walls repaired, it was time to go on ahead and prime the entire interior of the mobile home. So we got ourselves some oil-based kills, and this stuff is really inexpensive. You're probably looking at maybe about 80 to 100 bucks a can, and you can just stick a mixer in there on a drill like so, and just go on ahead and mix it in there, mix all that oil on the top until it's all nice and white on the inside. And to be honest with you, it's probably going to be a little bit thick, so you might want to put some paint thinner in there to kind of thin it out if you're going to be using a gun. But if you're going to roll it, this is not necessary. After we got it mixed up, it was time for Esko to go to work with the paint gun. It makes the work really nice and quick. And remember, when you're putting primer on there, it's really hard to screw anything up because, I mean, you're just gonna cover it up anyways later on. It's really just something to like cover up stains and stuff on walls, and you know, just have something for your new paint, your interior paint, to bond to. And it's important for you to use oil-based paint because that really does hide everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, water-based is okay, but oil-based, nothing's gonna bleed through. With water-based stuff can still bleed through. So it's best that you go on ahead and get it right the first time. Yes, oil-based is just a tad bit more expensive, but it beats having to go back and redo your work later on. Trust me on this. I know, I've done it 100,000 times. We had a couple of spots in the ceiling that we had to repair, a couple of soft spots, a couple of water spots, nothing major. So you see me right here cutting all that stuff out and replacing it with the same thickness of sheetrock that we took down. And all we did was just go on ahead and plaster that thing back up, came back over with some nice primer. Can't really even tell the difference after everything was sanded. Then it was time to put these wall sticks up, which are pretty common inside of a mobile home. Use an oscillating tool to get this right. Don't put up sheetrock or anything and plaster in between those panels if the home has to get moved. Now comes time for the interior paint, and it was much the same as it was when we applied the primer, and this is where everything starts to go on ahead and tie in together. So then we went on ahead and painted the bathroom kind of a darker color to accentuate what we already used, but in this one right here, we used a nice oil-based paint and we made it an eggshell, because in the bathroom you want to have an eggshell. You don't want to do a flat because there's a lot of moisture in the bathroom, and you don't want to go with something like a high gloss or anything because the lights are going to kind of bounce off of that. It's going to look really cheap. My God, do not make the bathrooms look cheap. Trust me. Pro tip, when you get your wall sticks up and you put your trim and everything up, it's really nice to go over everything with caulk, because this kind of blurs the lines in between the cracks. Now, people aren't really consciously aware of something they're being wrong, and it's not wrong, but they will know it subconsciously. So after we got our walls and everything nice and painted, our floors are secure, it was time to go to work on the flooring. So here you see me rolling out some roofing felt, which you can find in the roofing department of any kind of building supply store like Lowe's or Home Depot. So just roll that stuff out, and here I am securing it with duct tape, so just to make sure that everything stays together really nice. And it only took us about maybe 2 rolls of felt, maybe 2.5 rolls of felt for that single wide, and it was really easy to do. It should only take you like a few minutes to go through each room doing this. Get some of this tub. All right, so when you get your epoxy mix, right, one of them is basically going to be like your dye. All right, it's going to be whatever color you want. They can make it in whatever color. We got white because it's just a, you know, standard tub color. And then this one right here is going to be, I don't know, whatever the hell it is. You know, it's like epoxy, beige, you know, whatever. So once you mix these, give it about 30 minutes to cure, to kind of mix together, and you can just mix it up with a stick like I did with this one. Mixed up pretty easy. And then we're gonna take a sponge brush and then we're gonna run it all over the tub. You can use a sprayer. You can probably get one from Walmart for like 30 bucks, but I like how smooth a sponge brush is. You might want to use your sprayer to kind of apply it at first and then kind of smooth it out with this sponge roller that you get. You get like 3 in a pack for like $5. The reason you want to do something like this is because brand new tubs cost money. Now, buying 2 brand new tubs would put us well over the $700 mark, maybe the $800 or even $1,000 mark for 2 brand new tubs. But going this route right here, we spent only $60 and it was enough to do 2 whole tubs. So take my advice, go down to your local paint store or your paint supply store and get some epoxy of whatever color you want to choose and use it that way, because a penny saved is a penny earned. Same goes for dollars. So now the time came for us to put down the laminate vinyl planks on the floor. This is what's known as flooring. You will need a cutter like the one Esko is using right here. So I used to didn't use these things a lot. I used to use a vinyl roll, which is a lot quicker to put down and a lot less effort. But it's just not gonna give you that look and that feel that these hardwood planks are gonna give you. They're really inexpensive. They don't take a whole lot of effort to put down. It just takes a bit more math. But I mean, it took us maybe about a day and less than $1,000 to do the entirety of that home in between two people. So you look at the results and you be the judge. Got it?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me slide to the left.
I should probably put some gloves on and shit. Somebody in the comments would be like, "What you got?" All right, Mom. Unsubscribe, please.
Yeah. Get off my channel, Mom. Like and subscribe before you go.
You got like 10 subscribers and all.
Yeah.
We had a window to fix and it was just a cracked window, but I can't tell you how many times I run across simple problems like this where somebody would rather just try to patch it up rather than try to fix it. And I'm telling you right now, these people right here, they put like some wood and stuff over it and a bunch of duct tape and everything. But the only thing you really need to do is just, remove the old glass, use a heat gun to loosen up the glue around the seal, and make sure that you have your measurements and everything right. Make sure that you use a weatherproof, clear silicone when you get your glass and everything cut. And if your measurements are right, it should just fit in there nice and easy. So it's an easy fix, and a lot of the times you can find these mobile homes with small problems like this to where somebody thinks it's just an unsalvageable situation, and you can come in and really take advantage of something like this. I mean, people will sell their homes for dirt cheap over little small problems just like this. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to get done with the mobile home in the time frame that we had because Esko had to get back to his life out in sunny California. But I will say that it was a mighty effort in between two people who came together to get this thing done. And it was an honor to work with one of my students to do this stuff. Now, the good thing about this was that we had gotten so far with the project that we were still able to turn a profit on this project. So Esko bought into the mobile home for $3,000. He was able to sell it for $23,000. And it went to a really nice woman and we were able to put her into a home. I've told you guys this in many videos. You don't have to go all out with your flips in order to turn a profit. Look, man, at the end of the day, people are still gonna come for a roof over their head. So if you like what you saw in that video and you want to know everything that it is that I have in my head to be inside your head about this mobile home flipping business, well, we're gonna be doing it again this summer. FlipCon 2023 is going down. It's going to be bigger and better than it was last year. And I am so excited because I am looking for my next Esko. There is going to be a link down in the comment where you can fill out a form. You'll leave some contact information, answer a few questions, and I will hop on the phone with you to fill you in on everything else. There's also going to be a PDF of the itinerary that we're going to have. It's going to have all the stuff in there for the hotels, the accommodations, all of that stuff. And as far as travel, transportation, all that stuff, all the information is going to be in the free PDF that you have to download from that. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and I hope you guys are too. We're going to have a lot of fun, but that's going to do it for this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Why don't you consider checking out one of these videos over here? It might help you out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment because it gives me other ideas for the videos, and of course, it helps me out with the algorithm. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.